Have you ever wondered why some people in America right now in this same economy are quietly building wealth at a speed that feels almost unfair, while others are stuck in the same cycle, paycheck after paycheck, never moving forward? What if the real difference isn't about a higher salary or some secret Wall Street trick, but something far more simple, something so overlooked that most people never even try it? Imagine this. Instead of chasing the next big side hustle, instead of drowning in debt just to keep up with a lifestyle that never actually satisfies, what if the fastest path to financial growth was hidden inside the way you spend nothing at all? Strange question, right? Because in America, the pressure to spend is everywhere, from the ads in your feed, to the upgrades on your phone, to the endless culture of more, more, more. But ask yourself, who really benefits when you spend without thinking? You or someone else's profit margin? Now here's the real challenge. What if you decided to pause, to cut, to strip away every unnecessary purchase, just for a season, and instead redirected that same energy into building real financial power? Sounds uncomfortable, maybe even impossible. But then again, isn't that exactly why it works? Because in a country where almost everyone is caught in the same spending loop, the ones who break it, stand out, grow faster, and unlock a kind of freedom most people will never taste. So the question is, are you ready to see how mastering a no-buy lifestyle in America could be the very secret to rapid wealth growth in your own life? Let's face it, in today's America, most people aren't struggling because they don't make enough money. They're struggling because they can't keep the money they already earn. Every dollar comes in, and almost instantly, it's gone. Streaming subscriptions stack up, impulse shopping sneaks in, weekend spending spirals out of control, and by the end of the month, the paycheck feels like it never even happened. Sound familiar? You're not alone. Across the U.S., consumer data shows that nearly 60% of households live paycheck to paycheck, not because of extreme poverty, but because of habits, lifestyle creep, and the pressure to spend just to feel like you're keeping up. The market is designed to make you consume. Every ad, every product launch, every flash sale, it's not built to make you wealthy. It's built to make corporations wealthy. And that's exactly where the problem begins. Now here's the twist. The very system that keeps most people stuck also creates the perfect opportunity for those willing to step outside of it. And that's where the no-buy lifestyle enters the picture. It's not about living cheap or depriving yourself forever. It's about choosing a season of discipline, cutting out every unnecessary purchase, and using that pause to build financial muscle. Think about it. In America right now, people are launching 6-month no-buy challenges. And the results are real. Families who cut spending on dining out, random Amazon buys, and constant wardrobe upgrades suddenly find an extra $500 to $1,000 a month. And instead of letting that money disappear, they're directing it into high-yield savings accounts, paying down high-interest debt, or even stacking it toward down payments on investment properties. That's not theory. That's what people are doing right now in cities across the U.S. Take a look at social media trends. Thousands of Americans are documenting their no-buy journeys. They're not millionaires. They're not Wall Street experts. They're everyday people, school teachers, nurses, young professionals. And by simply cutting the cycle of spending, they're reporting massive shifts in their net worth. Some are clearing out debt years ahead of schedule. Others are building cash reserves strong enough to ride out layoffs, medical bills, or unexpected emergencies. The proof isn't hidden in textbooks. It's visible in the very market you're living in today. So what's the first step for you? Start with a clear line: needs versus wants. Keep the essentials. Cut everything else. That's the heartbeat of a no-buy lifestyle. And here's the beauty. In America's hyper-consumer economy, every dollar you don't spend immediately puts you ahead of the majority who are still trapped in endless spending cycles. That's leverage. That's how you gain ground faster even without earning a single dollar more. And let's be honest, isn't that what most people miss? They chase higher salaries, they hustle harder, they burn out, But the real growth is hiding in plain sight. Stop leaking money. Because in this economy, controlling your spending is the ultimate competitive advantage. That's the power you unlock in part 1 of this journey, mastering the pause before you build the growth. So now let's talk about the real turning point. Once you've stopped the leaks, once you've cut the unnecessary spending, what happens to the money you've freed up? Because here's the truth. In today's America, just letting cash sit idle isn't enough. Prices keep climbing, the economy keeps shifting, and if your money isn't working for you, it's quietly losing strength. Wealthy Americans already understand this. That's why they don't let extra dollars just sit around. They put them into systems that create growth, protection, and future opportunities. And the beauty is, you don't need millions to start. You just need consistency. Step 1. Eliminate toxic debt. Across the U.S., households are crushed by credit cards and high-interest loans. Wealthy Americans don't let that drain exist. They wipe it out fast. Every dollar you save from the no-buy lifestyle becomes a weapon against debt. Clear that balance and instantly, you free up hundreds of dollars each month that were once wasted on payments. That's not just saving, that's gaining permanent cash flow. Step 2. Build a strong cash reserve. The most financially stable Americans always keep a cushion, usually 3 to 6 months of living expenses, in safe accounts. Why? Because when layoffs, medical bills, or unexpected shocks hit, they don't fall apart. They stay standing. That safety net doesn't just protect you, it gives you the confidence to take opportunities others can't afford to risk. Step 3. Direct money into assets that grow. And here's where the no-buy lifestyle turns into real wealth. While most people throw cash at lifestyle upgrades, wealthier Americans quietly funnel extra money into ethical investments, companies and funds that are built on real value, not hype. Some choose long-term stock portfolios built around solid industries. Others put savings into real estate, rental properties, small partnerships, even land. And a growing number invest in themselves, skills, certifications, online businesses, because in the U.S. market, the more valuable your skills, the more your income grows. The pattern is the same. Saved dollars are not wasted, they're multiplied. Look around and you'll see it. Everyday Americans who once spent without thinking are now redirecting that same money into tools that make their future stronger. A young couple in Texas cutting a year of shopping sprees, now saving enough to put down on their first rental property. A nurse in Chicago using no-buy savings to fund advanced training, doubling her earning power within 2 years. A small business owner in Florida reinvesting every spare dollar back into his business and scaling it faster than his competitors who were drowning in personal spending. These aren't theories. These are real moves happening in the American market right now. And the takeaway is simple. The no-buy lifestyle is not just about spending less. It's about buying back your future. Because in a country where most people are trapped in cycles of debt and consumer pressure, the ones who redirect their money into growth are the ones who rise above. Here's the part most people never see. What happens when the no-buy lifestyle isn't just a 30-day challenge or even a 1-year experiment, but a mindset you carry forward? Because once the habit of discipline sets in, the results compound in ways that completely change your financial future. Wealthy Americans understand one rule. Money grows fastest when it's consistent. Not in one big win, not in a lucky break, but in repeated small choices that stack over time. That's exactly what happens when you stick with this. Every month of controlled spending, every extra dollar redirected, creates momentum. And momentum in the U.S. market is the real difference between those who struggle and those who thrive. Look at the patterns. Families who embraced a no-buy lifestyle for 2 or 3 years are now debt-free, with strong reserves and stepping confidently into wealth building. Some bought homes earlier than their peers because they had the down payment ready. Others secured rental properties that now pay them steady income. And many invested in their skills or businesses, which expanded their earning power beyond what they thought possible. It didn't happen overnight, but by saying no to spending, They gave themselves the ability to say yes to growth. Here's another truth. In America, most people chase lifestyle upgrades the second they get a raise, a bonus, or a tax refund. Wealthier Americans, they flip the script. They lock in the same lifestyle and use every extra dollar to fuel assets. That's why their wealth grows faster. They're not trapped by image or pressure. They're focused on freedom, and freedom is exactly what this path creates. Imagine this for yourself. A few years from now, while your peers are still juggling credit cards, scrambling through emergencies, or relying on luck, you've built a financial cushion, you've grown real assets, and you've given yourself options. Options to invest, to travel, to start new ventures, to pass something down to your family. Options most people never get, because they never break the spending cycle in the first place. That's the deeper power of the no-buy lifestyle in America. It's not about restriction, it's about redirection. You're not losing, you're positioning. You're stepping out of the endless loop of earn and spend, and into the rare lane where money builds upon itself year after year. And the longer you hold that line, the more unstoppable your growth becomes. So here's the bottom line. The no-buy lifestyle isn't about living small or saying no to joy. It's about saying no to the trap and yes to your future. In today's America, where the majority are drowning in debt, chasing upgrades, and stuck in endless cycles of spending, you have the chance to step off that path and build something different. Because here's the truth. Wealth doesn't come from one big paycheck. It doesn't come from luck. It comes from discipline, from redirection, from choosing to grow instead of consume. And the Americans who are doing it right now, teachers, nurses, small business owners, young professionals, they're proving it works. They've turned simple choices into life-changing freedom. And you can too. So the question is, will you keep letting your hard-earned dollars slip away? Or will you take control, cut the noise, and start stacking real wealth right here, right now? If this message spoke to you, if you're ready to step into a different lane, then don't just watch this video and scroll on. Take action. Start your own no-buy challenge today. Share your journey. And join the growing wave of Americans who are choosing freedom over pressure, growth over consumption, and wealth over waste. Because the sooner you start, the sooner you discover the secret that so many already know. Mastering the no-buy lifestyle is the fastest way to rapid wealth growth in America.